Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing what I thought of not necessarily the latest, but the past couple episodes we've gotten of Daryl Dixon, the new Walking Dead spinoff, which has been dropping new episodes every Sunday on AMC and AMC Plus. I've been out of town for the past week, so I fell behind on the past couple episodes. So you probably have seen this episode already, and I just got done watching it, but I'm about to do my review for episode 2 of season 1 of Daryl Dixon. And then later throughout the night, I'll be uploading my reviews for episodes 3 and 4 respectively as well. But in case you're not caught up on Daryl Dixon, you do not want to keep watching or listening to this video, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, very solid episode. Felt like it was a healthy dose of action and storytelling. Like crossing the moat of the dead in that castle was pretty cool. Getting backstory on Laurent. Is it Lauren? Like with the T being silent, or is it Laurent? The boy, basically. You know, and then we got some backstory with Isabel as well. Apparently she was quite the thieving party girl back in the day. And that's exactly what she was doing the night the apocalypse hit Paris, because we saw Paris in the early days of the outbreak with zombies suddenly appearing out of nowhere, causing pandemonium and havoc and chaos in the streets of Paris. And she's trying to get away, and then her boyfriend at the time, I knew that guy was going to come back as a major player because he's a very recognizable actor and he plays a great bad guy. He was excellent in another AMC series called The Terror from a few years ago. Highly recommended. You should check it out. I did a bunch of reviews for that show, and it was excellent. Anyway, it was great seeing him again in the Walking Dead franchise. So we got some interesting backstory with Isabel and her connection to Laurent. Apparently, he is her nephew. He is her sister's son. And apparently her sister died and turned during childbirth. And surprisingly, the boy came out still human. He wasn't born a walker or nothing. I don't know if this necessarily answers a question people actually had about the franchise or about the rules of The Walking Dead. If a pregnant mother is bitten and if she still gives birth, will that child be a human or a walker? I guess this kind of answers the question. And because of the nature, the circumstances of the pregnancy taking place in an abbey surrounded by nuns, Isabel suddenly found God again, or decided to become a nun right there, because she and the other nuns immediately took to believing her nephew was the chosen one, the Messiah who would lead us out of the apocalypse, because he was born a walker mother, but he was born a human. And so I guess that's the belief that Isabel and the other girl and everybody else that they've encountered so far, well, not everybody, but a good chunk of people they've encountered so far seem to believe that's the case about Laurent, that he's the Messiah, the second coming of the apocalypse, but in a good way, like he'll lead us out of the darkness and whatnot. Daryl, thinks he's just an incredibly lucky kid, and I'm kind of leaning that way too, but it was an interesting reveal that we got with, how Laurent was born and his mother turning during childbirth, and then he's still born a human, and he seems pretty healthy and he hasn't turned yet. So that was a pretty interesting reveal. And then, seeing stuff like, Daryl fighting off the American guy, whom apparently was the guy who was terrorizing the group of survivor kids, and then them taking him captive and then destroying his moat of walkers, and Daryl and the girl going off on their little adventure to do that, and then the kids getting their friend back and whatnot, and then they get a horse in place of their mule. Oh, I felt bad for the mule, the poor mule who got devoured. That was very unfortunate. I'm really loving Daryl's mace. It is awesome to see in action with his mace. I mean, granted, it's great to see him with a crossbow, but seeing him with that mace is pretty spectacular and exciting as well. So I really enjoyed the second episode. I hope you guys did too. What did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Stay tuned later on this evening for my eventual reviews for both episodes 3 and 4 of Daryl Dixon, as I've been playing catch up for the past 2 nights. So thank you for bearing with me, and I do apologize for the delay in uploading these videos. All right, guys, have a great rest of your night if I don't see you. And of course, until next time, may the force be with you.